Welcome to the deep dive. So glad you could tune in today. You know that feeling, right? You've just moved into your new place, maybe, or, you've been there a while, finally tackling that to-do list. You go to hang a picture, maybe assemble some furniture, and then it hits you. Your whole toolbox is basically like a roll of duct tape and maybe that one flathead screwdriver you borrowed ages ago. It's that moment you kind of think, okay, this probably isn't going to work.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty common moment of truth, isn't it? I mean, our research and just, being homeowners ourselves, it shows every home. Doesn't matter if it's old or brand new, it needs regular upkeep, some fixes here and there. And you really don't want to be caught flat-footed when something starts creaking or leaking or, gosh forbid, sparking. So this deep dive, it's really all about empowering you, helping you build confidence and, well, build up that toolkit at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our mission today is really to give you the lowdown on those truly essential tools and also help you figure out, okay, when can I actually tackle this myself? And maybe more importantly, when should I just, pick up the phone and call a pro? We're even going to give you some practical advice on how to build up that toolkit piece by piece so you don't feel like you got to buy everything all at once.
Exactly. We really want to help you become the kind of homeowner who's not just, getting by, but actually thriving, really feeling comfortable in your space. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this. We're starting with what we're calling the homeowner's core toolkit. These are basically the tools you'll find yourself reaching for, I don't know, like 90% of the time. Your household survival kit, essentially. So what's number one on that list?
You got to start with the classic, the hammer. It's
Yeah.
not just for banging nails, hanging pictures, sure, but also little demolition tasks, general fixes around the house. Now, our research really points towards a 16-ounce claw hammer.
Okay, 16 ounce. Why that specific weight?
Well, it seems to be the sweet spot. It's got enough heft to drive nails properly, but it's not so heavy that your arm gets tired after 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Too light and you're just kind of tapping away. Too heavy and you're fighting the tool itself. So 16-ounce claw hammer, good starting point.
That makes total sense. Okay, next up. For all those kind of stubborn bolts or maybe plumbing connections under the sink, what's the go-to?
That'd be the adjustable wrench. Super versatile tool. Good for bike repairs too, random nuts and bolts you find. Our research suggests that, honestly, one good 10-inch adjustable wrench, that'll cover most household needs to start.
Just one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a whole massive set right off the bat.
Yeah.
That 10-inch size gives you decent leverage. The jaw opens wide enough for most common things, and it's not too clunky to handle.
Okay, got it. And oh, the big one, assembling furniture. Seems like a never-ending task sometimes. Or like tightening those wobbly cabinet hinges.
Ah, yes. For that, you absolutely need a decent screwdriver set. And make sure you get both Phillips head and flathead. Crucial. You use them constantly. Furniture, electrical faceplates, hinges, toys, you name it. And here's a pro tip. Seriously, based on countless moments of frustration, get a set with magnetic tips.
Oh, magnetic tips.
It sounds small, but man, it saves so much time. No more dropping screws into oblivion, right? Just hold on to it for you. Huge difference.
Totally. Okay, what about when the lights go out? Or you need to, venture into the scary breaker box zone or a dusty crawl space. Need some light.
Definitely need light. And our recommendation here is actually a rechargeable headlamp.
A headlamp, interesting. Better than a flashlight.
Oh, a flashlight's okay, sure. But the headlamp, it leaves both your hands free. Think about it, you're trying to flip a breaker or fix a leak under the sink. Maybe it's a storm outage. Having both hands free is, well, invaluable. You can hold tools, steady yourself, whatever. Big advantage.
Good point, yeah. Okay, and for hanging the heavy stuff, those cool floating shelves everyone loves, or a big TV, maybe a heavy mirror, don't want that coming down.
Oh, absolutely not. For that, you need a stud finder. Non-negotiable. You got to anchor that heavy stuff securely into the wall studs. And the key insight here, really, from our findings, look for a stud finder that also detects live wires.
Ah, okay. That's smart.
It's a lifesaver, potentially.
Seriously.
It helps you avoid drilling right into an electrical circuit, which is dangerous, expensive, you name it. Some even detect pipes. Worth the extra couple bucks, believe me.
Okay, adding that to the list. Now, my personal must-have, I use it all the time, a tape measure for, furniture, windows, figuring out if that couch will actually fit. Any specific advice there?
Yeah, don't just grab any old tape measure. Our research, talking to folks, it shows a 25-foot tape is pretty much essential.
25 feet? Why so long?
Because you'll constantly find yourself just a little bit short with a 12 or 16-foot one. Especially measuring a full wall or a big piece of furniture. You end up having to measure in sections. It's frustrating. You can make errors. That 25-footer Just saves you the hassle. Get it right the first time.
Okay, 25 feet. You'll thank yourself later, right?
You betcha.
All right, making sure things are actually straight, pictures, shelves, whatever. A level is key for that. I've definitely learned not to trust my eyeballs alone.
Haven't we all? Yeah, 24-inch level is a really good all-around size for most home tasks. Hanging a gallery wall, making sure your washing machine isn't going to walk across the room. And you're right, our eyes play tricks. A level takes out all the guesswork, makes things look professional, but also function correctly if it's something like an appliance.
Makes sense. Okay, now maybe the king of versatility. The cordless drill and bit set. Seems like you can do almost anything with one of those.
It really is arguably the most versatile power tool for a homeowner. It hangs stuff, builds stuff, fixes stuff. Now, you can get really high-powered ones, but our research found that for most homeowners, a 20-volt cordless drill hits that sweet spot.
20 volts, okay.
Yeah, it's got enough power, enough torque for driving long screws into studs or drilling bigger holes, but it's not so crazy powerful or heavy that it's hard to handle for, like, smaller jobs. And definitely get a kit. Make sure it comes with both drill bits for making the holes and driver bits for driving the screws. Phillips, flathead, maybe some Torx bits too.
Good tip. Okay, rounding out the core kit. The trusty utility knife. Opening boxes, cutting stuff.
Yep, utility knife. Essential. But the key isn't just having one, it's keeping it sharp. A dull knife is frustrating and, honestly, dangerous. You have to push harder, it can slip. So the pro tip here is look for one that has storage for extra blades right in the handle.
In the handle. Clever.
Yeah.
That way, as soon as it feels dull, pop, new blade. You're never stuck trying to hack through something with a blunt edge. Much safer, cleaner cuts. Nice. Okay, so you've got all these essential tools. How do you keep them from just rolling around in a drawer?
Good question. You need a dedicated home for them. Either a plastic toolbox or maybe a sturdy tool bag. And here's our advice. Go for one with compartments. Or at least get some little organizers to put inside. It really does prevent all those small bits, screws, washers, drill bits from just vanishing into the bottomless pit, Saves a ton of frustration mid-project.
Okay, that's the core kit, the survival essentials. Got it. Now, what about stepping it up just a little? Let's talk about a few, smart additions, tools you might not use every week, but when you need them, you really need them.
Right, these are the ones that often save you from having to make that service call for a common problem. First up, a plunger.
A plunger, okay, seems basic.
Well, yes and no. Big misconception. People think one plunger fits all. Not true. Think about it. You need two types. There's the cup plunger. That's the simple flat rubber cup. Best for flat drains, like your kitchen sink or bathtub. But for toilets, you need a flange plunger. He has that extra little rubber lip, kind of folds out. That creates a much better seal in the curved drain of a toilet bowl. Way more effective.
Okay, that makes so much sense. I never knew there was a difference. Good tip. What else for common headaches?
An Allen wrench set, also called hex keys, those little L-shaped wrenches.
Oh yeah, for furniture mostly.
Furniture, definitely, but also lots of modern faucets, light fixtures, even some appliances use them now. You often don't realize you need one until you're stuck. So having a set is key. Another great one, a caulking gun. Super cheap tool, but man, the impact is huge.
Caulking gun for around the tub.
Exactly. Sealing around sinks, tubs, windows, baseboards even. It prevents water damage, stops drafts. It's like a secret weapon for keeping your house in good shape and saving energy. Really worth having.
Okay. And for patching up little nicks and nail holes in the wall.
That's where a putty knife comes in.
Yeah.
Surprisingly versatile little guy. Great for patching holes, obviously, but also scraping off old paint drips or gunk or spreading wood filler smoothly. Good, simple tool. Then there's the wire stripper. This is handy for minor electrical stuff, like maybe replacing an old light fixture or a thermostat.
Okay, wire stripper, but maybe a little caution there.
Huge caution, yes. This is critical. Only use this if you are absolutely comfortable and know what you're doing with electrical safety. If you have any doubt, even a little bit, just step away. Call a licensed electrician. Seriously, not worth the risk.
Absolutely. Safety first, always. Okay, what about reaching high stuff, changing light bulbs and sealing fixtures, or maybe cleaning out the gutters?
Yeah, you definitely need a ladder for that. Balancing on a chair is just asking for trouble. A good 6-foot to maybe 10-foot step ladder covers most indoor and basic outdoor tasks, like gutters on a single-story house, changing bulbs, hanging decorations. Much, much safer. And while we're talking safety, cannot stress this enough. Add safety goggles and work gloves to your kit. Always.
Right. Not exactly tools, but essentials.
Totally essential. Protect your eyes, protect your hands. They're your first line of defense. Don't start a job without them.
Okay, this leads perfectly into maybe the most crucial part of this whole discussion for homeowners, knowing when you can confidently DIY it and when you absolutely need to back away and call a professional. We want you to feel empowered, right? But knowing your limits is just as important. So, based on our research, what kind of jobs are generally good candidates for DIY?
Yeah, this is super important for both your safety and your wallet. It really comes down to understanding the risks involved.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, you can feel pretty confident tackling things like hanging shelves, patching small drywall holes like nail pops or small dings, replacing cabinet hardware, totally doable. Fixing a minor faucet drip, usually okay. Painting, staining trim, great DIY projects, even replacing electrical outlet covers or light switches. But, and this is a huge but,
Always turn off the power first.
always at the breaker box.
Yeah.
Find the right circuit, switch it off, test it to make sure it's off. Non-negotiable safety step right there.
Okay, so those are the generally safe DIY zones. What about the big stuff, the scary stuff? When is it just call a pro, no questions asked?
Right. This is where you protect your biggest investment, your home and yourself. You absolutely call a professional for anything involving your main electrical panel. Don't mess with that. Anything involving gas lines, period. Repair, installation, doesn't matter. Call a pro. Roofing work, beyond maybe cleaning gutters carefully, too dangerous, requires expertise. Major plumbing backups like sewer line issues, needs specialized equipment, any kind of structural or foundation problems you suspect, get an expert opinion. And basically, anything that requires pulling permits or has to meet specific building codes. The clear rule of thumb, the one to burn into your brain, is this. If it can electrocute you, flood your basement, or bring the house down, call someone who's licensed and insured.
That is a fantastic rule. Simple, clear, easy to remember.
It really just isn't worth the risk to try and save a few bucks on those kinds of jobs.
Totally agree. And that really brings us back to the core idea here, right? You don't need to run out and buy every single tool we mentioned today all at once. Our research actually shows you can build a really solid, effective starter kit for, believe it or not, probably under $300 if you shop smart. Maybe wait for sales, you know?
That's absolutely right. A smart starter kit, focusing on what our findings show are the most common needs, would probably include that good 20V cordless drill driver kit we talked about, a reliable 25-foot tape measure, that screwdriver set with the magnetic tips,
Yes.
an adjustable wrench, maybe that 10-inch one, a stud finder that does detect wires,
Sure.
and a good headlamp or at least a bright flashlight. Get all that organized in a small tool bag or box, and you're equipped to handle a huge percentage of common home tasks right out of the gate.
And hey, to make it even easier for you to kind of track what you have and maybe what you still need, we actually put together a printable checklist based on our resources.
Oh yeah, that checklist is handy.
Yeah. It's designed so you can just, check off the tools as you get them, helps you see your progress, keeps you organized.
It's a great visual way to see your toolkit growing and just make sure you're covering the bases systematically, build those capabilities over time.
So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for you, the homeowner listening right now? I think that the core message from this deep dive is that owning a home doesn't automatically mean you have to become like a full-time professional handyman overnight. That's not the goal.
Yeah.
But having the right tools and knowing when and how to use them safely, that gives you so much control. It definitely saves you money in the long run. And honestly, it just brings a huge amount of peace of mind.
Yeah.
Start simple, buy one good tool at a time if that's what your budget allows, build it up.
Exactly. And think about the feeling, you know, every time you straighten that crooked picture that's been bugging you, or you finally tighten that leaky faucet drip, drip, dripping,
Yeah.
or you silence that squeaky door hinge that drives you crazy. That's you taking charge of your space.
Yeah.
That's you becoming that homeowner who isn't just surviving the little problems, but actually thriving, feeling capable. And that level of accomplishment, that feeling, that's something duct tape just can't fix.
Well said. That really is the goal, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into getting your home toolkit started. We hope it was helpful. Remember, you can always check us out on various social media platforms. Just search for Your Home Dad. And really thank you again for joining in on our journey of, fun, education, and hopefully building a great community together. We'll catch you next time.